We're here today with another episode of Judge Judy. Let's see who she yells at today.
Darren Moeller is suing Robert Gibson for car repair costs.
You guys just want to guess now who she's going to yell at? I'm leaning towards the defendant, but I have no real reason why.
After Robert's daughter ran into him in a parking lot.
Mr. Moeller, Mr. Gibson's daughter, this young lady here, who is 17 and unlicensed to drive a car, took her boyfriend's car on the 8th of May, I believe, of this year. Took it, according to her father, because it says she was hungry and wanted to grab some food. And while she was doing that, she broadsided your car.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I assume that the defendant's insurance disclaimed because she wasn't covered under your insurance, or you didn't have insurance. Which one was it?
I didn't have insurance on her, Your Honor.
So that's a problem, right? And for parents out there, if you have kids that are driving around your car without a driver's license, your car insurance is very likely to deny any type of coverage. That's something you definitely want to look out for, because they don't have to insure uninsured drivers that are not on the policy or don't have driver's licenses. So my guess is this is not going to go well for the defendant, but let's see what happens.
Because she was unlicensed.
Correct.
Fortunately, your insurance paid for the damage to the car.
That's correct, my uninsured motorist policy.
So uninsured motorist coverage, really important concept both for property damage to your car and to personal injury. So these are coverages we talk about all the time here at Ramos Law. You have to have them. Do you want to know why? Because there's a lot of people out there driving without insurance. And if you have an uninsured, underinsured policy, it does two things. One, it'll kick in if you get hurt or your property is damaged by someone without insurance. But it will also kick in if that person has insurance, but it's not enough to cover your losses. So a lot of folks here in Colorado are driving on what we call a minimum policy, which covers $25,000 for personal injury. A lot of times that's not enough. If you have a really strong underinsured policy, that's going to kick in when that driver runs out of coverage. It's probably the most important car insurance you'll ever buy.
But the policy, according to you, did not cover certain things.
That's correct.
The car was in the shop being repaired for 2 months, but it also didn't cover a rental car.
It covered a small portion of it.
How much did it cover?
$400.
For the entire 2-month period?
That's correct.
And how much was it to rent a car?
The total cost was $2,334.42.
And they reimbursed you $400.
That's correct.
That's the main part of your claim. Ball is in your court. She's a minor, you're responsible for what she does, unless it's a crime. So he's out of pocket $1,934 at least, as a result of your daughter deciding to take a car that she knew she shouldn't have driven and drive it. Why aren't you responsible for that?
Well, if we can
Not
take a
only
look.
was there an accident, but she did actually commit a crime because she left the scene of an accident. She took off. Is that also correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the way that she was discovered was a big piece of the bumper with the license plate was left at the scene, so he managed to find the car's owner. What?
Am I allowed to talk?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I came back to the scene.
Well, you came back looking for your bumper or looking for the license plates? It's not funny.
Looking-
Actually, it's not funny. I don't know what you think is funny here because you don't see me smiling. I'm not smiling.
I went to get my boyfriend and then I came back.
You went to get your boyfriend?
Yes.
Why would you go to get a useless boyfriend?
Because I was scared.
Why didn't you go get your father?
This teenager is not taking the right approach with Judge Judy. You know Judge Judy doesn't take any nonsense, but she's certainly not going to take attitude from a teenager that's driving without insurance, not supposed to, and then leaves the scene of a crash to go get her boyfriend. I think this is just going to continue to go downhill for the defendant. Let's see what happens.
Well, neither was your boyfriend.
Your Honor?
Neither was your boyfriend.
Well, yeah, I know.
Not funny. What does your father do for a living?
Instruction
What time does he go to work during the day?
in the morning,
And what time does he get home at night?
like 5.
Does your mother work?
Yes.
What time does she go to work in the morning?
Like 8.
Not like. What time does she go to work
8.
in the morning? She goes to work at 8. And what time does she come home from work?
Like 5. 5.
Not like.
5.
And when do you go to work?
I don't work
Why not?
because I'm busy with school and sports.
So who do you think is supposed to pay for this $2,000 that was caused as a result of you hitting his car and taking off and not even being allowed to be behind the wheel of a car? Because if you hadn't broken the law and got behind the wheel of a car, it wouldn't have happened, right?
Right.
Okay? Who do you think is supposed to pay for that? Your parents who work from 8 to 5.
Me.
So that's why I ask you. You're 17 years old. Get a job. My kids worked when they were 17 years old. They worked babysitting, they worked at the Riverdale neighborhood house, they worked selling peanuts in the bleachers at Yankee Stadium. They worked. Anything else you have to say?
Well, I made sure her mom and I definitely held her accountable for this. She was grounded for a good 3 months, and
Perfect.
we are getting her on a payment plan as soon as she, gets a job here.
Even better. Even better. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1934. Thank you.
Kind of an open shut case there. I'm not sure why it made its way to Judge Judy, probably because there was a teenager involved and good entertainment for her yelling at her. One question that you might have asked is, why did the plaintiff's car insurance only cover $400 for the rental car? So you need to look closely at your policy when it comes to your rental car coverage. Very often there's a cap on that coverage as to how much they're going to be willing to pay. And as you can see here, and this happens quite a bit, sometimes they just don't fix these darn cars as quickly as we would like, right? And so then you're stuck without a car. There's no other insurance to cover that car rental fee because she's uninsured. You're going to want to look closely at that and make sure that you have plenty of coverage for car rental, maybe even for a couple of months, because as we've seen time and time again here at the firm, it's not unusual for it to take a couple of months for a car to be repaired. So that's it on this one. Easy case, and Judge Judy makes the right call.